Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin from Florals.com and today I'm tackling this rack of 12 by 12 papers. So these are all of my loose 12 by 12 papers other than the ones that have been put into kits perhaps or into, I don't know, certain projects maybe. But these are all of my 12 by 12 loose papers up on this giant rack. So we're going to go through them today. I don't think I'll have to reorganize them very much since they're already color coordinated in slots from red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So we're going to just jump right into it and see what we're going to purge, what I'm definitely not going to use, and that's going to go into the giveaway pile, which eventually I'll post somewhere. So we're going to get started. So on the top rack we have plain colored cardstock. Now I have a pad of plain colored cardstock. I think I want to rip all of these out of here just because it's annoying that it's in a pad, but I'm going to keep those. My white cardstock I'm going to keep. Looks like I have a lot of neutral cardstock. This is not sorted by color, like into the color spots, because I find color cardstock to be something that I actually reach for instead of a pattern paper. So like all my cardstocks together and then all the patterns are sorted by color. So we do have some cardstocks that are double-sided and have like a color on one side and then a neutral on the other. Those are from Doris, I believe. And then we have a couple more of those. This one too, yeah. And then we have some Stampin' Up! Cardstock. It's a nice pumpkin color. Maybe this is Creative Memories. I'm not sure. I also put in there these, I believe these are Creative Memories, but these are just some, well, you can't see them all that way. These are just some like 12 by 12 cutouts. I've used this one before in a process video where I trace this and then use a different colored to get the same effect, but keeping those for sure, they're great. More of that pumpkin color. I should really be using this for my fall layouts. In case you guys didn't know, I'm filming this in October and it's probably not going up till November. But that's okay. We got a lot of videos up, so. I also have this hot pink cardstock, which I don't think I'll ever use, so this is going to go in the maybe pile. It's also not showing up well on camera. It looks red on camera. This is very hot pink. That's a no. I have a baby blue paper mixed in with some fake cardstock. So these are solid color papers is what I'd call them. They're not cardstock, they're very thin. Like this is like 8 sheets and it's doing this. I'm going to keep them in there, it's fine. It's fine, I'll use them. And then this is what I have left of like a multi-pack of colored papers. So just different colors. Mostly neutrals. But that's a perfect shade of red for Christmas stuff. So that's all my cardstock. We only got rid of one thing. Hot pink, but that's okay. We'll get rid of it anyway. So colored cardstock is done. I thought about putting this into color order, but I don't think it'll really matter. When I want cardstock, I'll come and look and then see which one works best. But I am going to take those ones out of the paper pad because it'll just make life easier. And I should really take these ones out of their packaging too. So if I take the white... Also, this is all the white cardstock I own. Isn't that crazy? It's probably about 15 sheets left. But I don't use it that often, but that's fine. You know what, actually I'm going to keep this in the packaging, and I remember why, because this one's on my top shelf, so it gets the most direct sunlight on a whole paper, which can fade your papers if you didn't know, which is why you should keep them out of direct sunlight. But as you can tell, it's right next to a window. It used to be in the shadiest spot in the room, which is the opposite corner that it's in. But I couldn't keep it there any longer, so now it's over here. I almost want to get a cover for it or make a cover for it, but I haven't yet. But I'm going to keep this in the packaging, that way the outer cover fades, but not the inside pages. That's why I kept it in there. So I'm going to put this back, and then cardstock is done. Next up we have specialty papers, so things like vellums, foils, glitters. I've just recently opened this vellum pack from Hobby Lobby, and I keep the scrap pieces inside the packaging, so I'm going to leave this in the packaging, and of course I'm going to keep it. I picked up some random acetate pieces. I had a request to do a Stretch Your Stash series with these fancy papers, and I didn't own any, and now I do, and I still haven't done that, so Stretch Your Stash has kind of fallen off the bandwagon as for series goes, but it's fine. It'll come back soon enough. Some Pink Fresh Studio specialty papers. Those will go in there. Another pack of vellum. This will probably go on the bottom since I already have one of it. Now these vellum pieces came from a paper pad. I took them out of the paper pad. I guess you guys might remember, but it was from that DCWV paper pad that we talked about during the paper pad series. So some are scraps, but they're large enough to stand on their own, and some are full 12 by 12. So those will be going in there. These probably have an expiration date of next year. Vellum's not hard for me to use. I just don't gravitate towards using it. So it's important to understand what you use and what you don't use. Like this is absolutely beautiful. Is a copper foiling. Oh, there you go. But I don't think I'll be using it anytime soon, to be honest. Then we've got some like specialty handmade papers in a bunch of colors. Greens, blues, yellows, silver, pretend crocodile skin. This beautiful gold one. So like these are super old, but it's okay. This is a Christmas vellum sheet. You can see there's a little bit of Christmas up here, some ornaments. We've got this vellum sheet, which has a travel theme at the bottom, which probably won't show up. There's a little suitcase. Those are actually from a dollar store. They used to have paper like 20 for $1. I mean, it's not the best quality, but it was a good deal when they used to have it. I have a journaling sheet that I might cut apart. They have little perforations. I'm going to put this in a different pile because it's not a specialty paper. We've got another green vellum polka dot. And then lastly, I have a pearlescent paper pack. I believe this was a gift, but they're just like, you can kind of tell they just pearlize. Very sparkly, and I have a lot of it left. So it's going to stay in the paper pack just so I understand what it is, because I don't think I'll reach for it very often. But that's it for specialty papers. I didn't get rid of any, but I did leave some expiration dates because I know vellum's not something I work with very often, especially patterned or colored vellum, so we'll see how that goes, but hopefully I'll use them up in 2019 some more. Now we're getting into the pinks and red cardstocks. I don't remember if I did a video about making my 12 by 12 paper pad stacks, like sorting through the papers, but in my one of my kit videos I showed you guys going through all my papers. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not getting rid of any 12 by 12 papers. Like, this isn't that much paper. I will say that I don't gravitate towards using my loose paper compared to my paper pads. Like, some of these I probably should get rid of, but I don't think I will. So I'm going to leave the pinks and reds as is. Like, I just flipped through them. A lot of these are pretty new. We got Photo Play, Pink Fresh Studio, Crepe Paper, Maggie Holmes. These ones are old, hence probably why they're at the bottom. I don't know where they came from. This is in the pinks, but you can clearly tell it's yellow and pink. It's just a floral pattern that I thought was pretty. But that's probably the oldest one in here. I also have some from KI Memories that are kind of old. These are actually pearlescent, as you can tell from the sheen. And again, I put multicolored things into their most prominent color, according to my eye, in their packets. So pink and red's going to stay the same for now. So obviously next up in the rainbow is orange. I don't have much orange. It's like less than 1/4 of an inch. And I probably will be keeping all of these as well. I find that I scrapbook with orange quite a bit. It was my school colors, so I'm going to keep the orange again. Then we have yellow down here. Since orange was so small, I grabbed a bunch. Again, probably going to keep most of these. Some are yellow on both sides, some are yellow on one side. I have some old Creative Memories in here. This looks very green to me, but it went with the yellow family, so I picked it up. And this is definitely orange. So I don't know why it's in the yellow. Maybe I'll put some in the orange and some in the yellow. I got a giant pack of these at Tuesday morning, and they're all the same paper. I really got it for the back side, which is polka dot, and I have some in the polka dot as well. So if you buy papers like that, I definitely recommend splitting them up so that they're all in different spots, so you might use them for different things. Next up we have, I think it's blue, but I think they just got switched when I was using them, so green's up there, I just haven't grabbed it. So there's actually a lot of blue, which is one of my favorite colors to scrapbook with, and one of my favorite colors in life. Again, don't think I'll be getting rid of many, if any. That was a fun phrase. Got a lot of polka dots. Some of these will be more difficult to use. Some of them have like pastel-y blues and some are like blue. And then we also have some of that fake cardstock stuff in here, which is just a plain colored piece of paper, but it's really thin. And then you have things like this, which are definitely not my style, but I still like it. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't want to get rid of it. So like I said, I probably won't be getting rid of many of these cardstocks, but that's okay. So I'm going to put these back and then grab a couple more bundles. Now we're moving on to green. So I have this beautiful one on top, and I definitely recommend putting something that inspires you on top of your paper pads or paper stacks if that's what you're storing them as. It's like out in the open. Don't have too many greens, so I'm not worried about getting rid of any. If there's obviously something that I dislike, I will get rid of it. This I'll get rid of. This is ugly. This came in a sports paper pack, but I've never been on a green and yellow sports team, so we're not going to be using that anytime soon. We got some light greens, some Studio Calico, some BCWV. We got all sorts of stuff in here. Green's done. Again, I don't have that many. This one might be 1/4 of an inch, probably not though. And then, of course, after green and blue and the rainbow, we have indigo and violet. Here's my purple section. I'm actually like really want to use this paper in my Disney album. Also, this side's gorgeous. This is by Kaiser Crafts Mermaid's Tale collection. But then I'm left with one purple paper. Isn't that sad? So purple's definitely underrated in my stash, which is surprising because I definitely have used purple before. Like you guys know my color theory series, I used up like all of my purple because there's not much left. So next up we have black and white, which is a big stack again. There's that kitty cat paper. I also have some browns in here. So this is just a neutral pile. And we even have some specialty like papers. So like the, let me try to grab it. Some gold foil, but it's primarily neutral. So if it's in here, I might use it. Lots of polka dots, lots of dots, and grays as well. That's a neutral. Not too many browns. A lot of geometric patterns in my neutral section. And I have used, here's what I'm going to get rid of. Pearlescent zebra print. No thank you. That one can go. That was actually a gift at one of my childhood birthday parties. Not going to use it probably. So not going to get rid of any of these. Again, these are pretty much a staple in anyone's crafting. So neutral staying. And then I'm going to put these away. And then there's a couple more sections left for loose papers. And then we have like junk to sort through on the bottom, which is just where my junk goes. So we'll get through that too. So now I'm on the last two sections of my loose paper. I do have some other items that I'll probably sort through off camera and then show you guys the finished product, because there's a lot of junk down here that I just need to go through. And there's a couple large paper pads, those really big DCWV paper pads. They're like 120 sheets, but they're the thin stuff. I keep them over here. I have a Christmas one and a springtime one. I love them both still. But since they are that thin paper, I don't find myself gravitating towards them as much. So we'll see where I go with those. But let's sort through the rest of these for now. Next up, we have a vintage pile. I used to be really big into vintage papers and stuff. I even have some more to add to this pile probably because they're just somewhere else. But we'll start going through this. I don't use vintage much anymore. But there's some really cute vintage stuff that I've picked up more recently. Like this. This is by Simple Stories. It's called Vintage Blessings. And again, it's a cut apart sheet, but very vintage, so we'll keep it in here. And then I have a lot of older items, like this stuff. I don't remember where I got it, but it's like old maps, some like signs. This is like a wrapper. We have some old roses, etc. So postcards. There's just all sorts of stuff in here that I definitely want to keep because it's unique. And then we have a multicolored section. Now these are for the ones, oh no, one got bent. And I'm going to get rid of it because I'm never going to use cheetah print. Like even in a safari layout, I don't think I'd use cheetah print. Probably never. And there was another one bent behind it, which is just a small floral, which is also really old. I'll show it to you guys. It's a very small floral. These are from Paper Pizzazz, and it's from 2003. So I have to flatten those out. But this is for those papers that are super multicolored and you don't know where to put them. That's what this pile's for. So this consists of a lot of florals, Pink Fresh Studio, American Crafts, more Pink Fresh Studio, a lot of Pink Fresh Studio. So in some collection kits you'll get 2 of each paper. Usually I'll put one in one color and one in another, unless it's blatantly obvious which color it is. This is something that I do not know which color it is. It's just very vibrant, very 70s feeling to me. Some Dear Lizzie, My Mind's Eye, Kaiser Craft, all sorts of stuff that I didn't know where to put, so I put it in here. This is what I'm definitely going to get rid of. I know I'll never use it. It's like little different shop fronts for like France, so it says Chocolatier, Fleur, all sorts of things. I'm not going to use that. That was gifted to me in a rack. And then also, I meant to mention this earlier, but sometimes I will take papers out of paper pads and I'll put them in here. So this is one from a travel paper pad that I have still. I just happened not to use it in the kit, so I put it in here to maybe use it more. Just having it in multiple places might make you use it. I don't know. That's my idea, at least. Gives you easier access if you're over here. Things like this, I don't want to get rid of. This is from, there's no date on it. But I just think this would be really cute as a title page in an album about gardening, so like, I'm going to keep it, so. And I have 2 of those papers. That's fine. So we got rid of a couple more. Purging doesn't have to be super purge, you know what I mean? You don't have to get rid of a lot to make a difference in your stash. Just feeling a little bit lighter might help you guys. But those are all the stacks that I think I'm going to go through on camera, and the rest I'll do off camera so this video doesn't get too long. And then I'll show you guys the finished product in this corner of paper, and hopefully we've made some organizational progress. So it's been a little while, but I just wanted to show you guys this pattern paper pack. This was the bottom section of my paper organizer behind me, and this is like my ugly papers. These are like super old. They have like the borders on them. These are definitely going to go in my giveaway or donate pile. I have to check the sides of them. Like these ones already have photo mats. Isn't that funny? So I'm going to get rid of these. I know I'll never use them, but someone will probably get good use out of them. I'm also debating getting rid of these precious, what are these called? Precious Angels? I think that's what they're called. Essentially it was a whole like baby album set for this brand, Precious Moments, is that what it's called? It came with papers and different themes like school. It says 1998 on these. And then it has some hole punched pages to put them on. And sorry for the backlighting, I'm finally getting to the rest of this after work today. I'm also getting rid of these page kit items. So we got some raw chipboard back here and some die cut pieces I know I won't use. I also have this giant stack of, these are like thin papers that came in different packs that I have to sort out into color. So I'm going to do that, and then I think I'm almost done. I did take a lot of things out of their packaging. Some different packs of cardstocks that I hadn't opened, like this one. I had a Creative Memories cardstock pack that I just opened, so I'll recycle this, and then the papers up there in its associated pile. So I'm going to sort through this pile, get rid of some of these patterns, and then sort them by color, and then I think I'll show you the final product. It is finally done. I've sorted through all my 12 by 12 loose papers. I already explained the order before, but I'll go over it again. The top here is cardstocks, so just plain colored paper. Second shelf is specialty papers, vellums, glitter, pattern, whatever. Those ones on top are like die cutted. Then we have a red one and an orange. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue. And I'm going to set my tripod down here. Purple, neutrals, multicolored, vintage. And then you'll see there that there's 2 paper pads. I have my Spring Fling, whatever it's called, paper pad, and then my Christmas and Winter stack from DCWV. If you go all the way to the bottom, I have some spare vellum pieces way down there. And those ones get really yellowed by the sun, so I'm going to keep them down there, I think, for a little while. But now I have all these empty racks and I'm not sure what the heck to put on them. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions. I used to keep my 8.5 by 11 paper on these, but it didn't really work because I had an 8.5 by 11 paper divider already and there was nothing that could really fit in that. So, I'm not sure what I'm going to put on there. I could put my 8 by 8 paper pads back on there. I have a couple like here. So I have a couple, you can see. They're going to be out of focus, but I have a couple there. Like 3 paper pads that I could put on there. I took them off for now, but that's where they were. I think that's the only place they'll kind of fit right now because they don't fit in my 6 by 6 paper pad storage, which we'll go over as well. So we got some more paper to sort. Let's tackle 8.5 by 11 and 6 by 6 next. So what I've actually decided to do is tackle 8.5 by 11 and my 6 by 6 and 8 by 8 papers in this video as well. So besides finishing up the 12 by 12s, we're going to be tackling these ones. So you can see here that I have a paper divider filled with some other things, but mostly 8.5 by 11 cardstock, as well as watercolor cardstock, acetate, and then some of my smaller paper pads. And then on top to the right, you'll see 2 bins, 2 little crates, and those are my 6 by 6 and some random size papers. And then right beneath those are the 8 by 8s, which I took out of the 12 by 12 section. So I'm going to take my 6 by 6s over to my desk and then we'll go through those first. So we have our little crates of the 6 by 6 paper pads. I also pulled out some of the smaller ones that I had just sitting around. Like I said, my 8 by 8s were on my 12 by 12 shelf, but I just wanted to go over those with you in the same process as the 6 by 6 papers, which as you can see, some of these are not 6 by 6. But these bins are just those little crates. They're like, they have little holes on the sides. You guys know what I'm talking about. And again, sorry if the camera shakes. There's just a lot of weight for my table. These are all the 6 by 6 paper pads that I own. I think I only have maybe 2 or 3 that are in kits currently. So other than those ones, these are all of them. So not too many, I don't want to say. I just know this is a lot more than some people have. So we're going to go through these, give them some expiration dates like I did with my 12 by 12 paper pads, and then get rid of the ones I don't think I'm going to use. And those will go in my giveaway or donate piles depending on what they look like. So we're going to dive in. This helps us really get acquainted with our stash again, and I can reorganize them by collections if I want, but I don't usually do that, or by manufacturer, or by theme, or by color. But we shall see what is in store for these. So I do have one very, very small stack. This is a 3.875 inches by 3.875 inches. So not size, but technically almost 4 by 4 adhesive matte stack. And this was actually gifted to me from DCWV when I won one of their giveaways. Don't really know where to put that. It's definitely the smallest paper pad I have. Actually, there's some other paper pads that I wanted to grab real quick that I forgot about. And they're actually this matte stack size. I thought I had 3, but maybe I only have 2. So these are the second smallest size that I have. So we have this size and these 2, and these are just sitting in with my 8.5 by 11 papers. Nothing too crazy. This one's a lot thicker than this one. Well, I guess I wouldn't say a lot, but much thicker than the other one. So I have these 2. I used to be big into DCWV. Obviously, I have these. And I always bought these on clearance. This one I actually bought in Canada, which is fun. So I'm definitely going to keep these for now. I've definitely used these more for cards than anything else, especially this one. It reminds me of birthdays because there's cupcakes and treats. Just more girly paper pad than I'm used to. And it does have the effects. This one's more of a masculine paper pad. I use this a lot more with like more vintage items. So that one's pretty. And I highly doubt that a lot of these are still available anymore, but these are my odd size paper pads that I'm going to keep. I don't really have an idea of how to store them, especially since I don't believe they'll fit in here very well. Maybe the matte stacks would, but the little one would get lost. So we shall see. And I also don't know if you guys noticed in the overview shot, but these actually lay like this. So flip them so that I can slide them in and out much more easily. So depending on what you have for room, you might be able to stack your crates like I am. Because they do have little notches in the side where you can stack them together. I also wish they weren't these colors, but that's what I had, so that's what I'm using. Now on to 8 by 8 paper pads. I have this one, which is the Pet Stack by DCWV. This one's well loved and falling apart. I'm definitely going to keep, oh my goodness. This one's falling apart, like I said. This one's well loved. I am going to keep this. I might get a binder clip for it. One of my subscribers actually gave me that tip to binder clip the edge of your paper pads, or maybe two, so they don't, you know, come crumbling apart like this. So I'm going to keep that one. I have made a mini album with that way long time ago when we had our old dog. So that's probably somewhere on my channel if you want to try to go find it. I don't watch things back from that long ago, but it's there somewhere. This is a paper pad that I was gifted. It's just pieces of a paper pad. It's the Making Memories Just Chillin' paper pad, and I honestly think I'm going to get rid of this. I looked at it the other day. Well, some of these patterns are very usable. Like, they're not ugly. They're just not my color type. Like rainbow. There are probably so many of you who love this rainbow color scheme. It's just a unique take on rainbow. It's full of modern colors. I would never use that. Or this bright orange plaid. Or this one. This will definitely go in my giveaway pile, I think. I have used it before. I just haven't used it in a long time. So I'll probably put that in the giveaway pile. And keep this with it so you guys know what it is if you're interested. But I have used a couple sheets of it. I don't remember how many there were, but this is going to be purged from my stash. I'll just make a pile to the left of me. On the floor, of course. Where else would I pile things? This is a random paper pad I received in a kit. Oh, look, half of it just fell off. Oh, wait. This goes in here. Oh, well. It's a bunch of different patterns. They have like this pastel sort of feel to them. And again, this might be out of focus because these are in the way, but I'll just move it up here. Pastel-y colors. I have two other paper pads that coordinate with this, and I think I know where they are, so I'm going to put this with it. They're all different size paper pads. I think there's one that's like rectangular and one that's square, and it was given to me as part of a scrapbooking kit, and I'm going to put this one with that one. So that only leaves me with one 8x8 square to store. So I think this is honestly just going to go on my 12x12 paper rack. That's the only place I can see it's going to live comfortably and not get damaged being squeezed somewhere else. So I think that's where that one's going to go. So these are probably just going to end up, unless I purge a lot out of here, these will probably end up just where they were, which is in my 8.5x11 8.5x11 paper organizer, which is actually just from my parents brought it home from work because they were going to get rid of it. So I was lucky enough to get something like that. So I'm going to put these in there. This would actually fit in there, so maybe all of these would just go together nicely. We'll think about that, but right now they're not going in these bins, so I'm going to set it aside. And then we'll tackle some of these bins. When I created these bins, I didn't have a rhyme or reason for putting a paper pad into this bin over this bin. I know that this one over here does have my loose papers in it. As you can see, there's different sizes, including more matte stack sizes. So we shall see, but we're going to save that one for last. This one's just regular paper pads. This is I don't think it's going to focus on this. Oh, maybe it will. Sorry for the shaking again. This is a lot of weight for my table. Flora number 1 by Cardabella's 100% a keep. This is the Pattern Happy Color Me 6x6 paper pad. We were gifted this as part of the Spiegel Mom Scraps design team for an International Scrapbook Day challenge that we did with them. It's a beautiful black and white pattern paper pad. If you haven't checked them out yet, definitely do. Definitely a unique company. Again, that's by Pattern Happy. Gonna keep it. This is brand new to me. This is the Bow Bunny Early Bird collection. I did this in a haul a while back. I'm going to keep it. Again, a new one. These are the newest 6x6 paper pads that I own, I think. And I haven't used them still. I did use the other one that I bought with these ones, which I don't know where it is right now. But these two I'm going to keep. This one I featured a lot over the summer. This is the Colorbox Carnival Designer Series paper. Again, really thin paper. I talked about it when I bought this. I bought this on Amazon, and it's just a really thin paper pad, but I really like the pattern, so keep that one. This is the Kaiser Craft, and if you guys didn't know, Kaiser Craft paper pads are 6.5 inches by 6.5 inches, which is like absolutely amazing when you're matting a 4x6 photo because it actually fits. This is a paper pad that is very well loved. It's the Finders Keepers paper pad. Lots of cut into pieces, and there's a lot of scraps in there too. So some of you asked how I store my scraps, and I did change it when I did my 12x12 paper pad sorting. I put all the scraps in an 8.5x11 page protector inside my 12x12 paper pads. Since I store my 6x6 paper pads essentially like this, so like here, I'll show you with all of these. I store them like this. I just keep the scraps inside. When I'm pulling them out, I know there could be scraps in there, so I hold on tight to kind of ensure that they stay in there. And that just works best for me. especially if they're larger scraps. I'm surprised that I kept a scrap this small, but if this was within a kit, I would keep scraps this small for now, just to make sure I didn't, you know, need it later on to do a small layer. And I used this a lot back when I did small layering compared to what I do now. I do often large layers now, so amazing. And that was actually purchased from a local scrapbook store that I no longer live near, which is just so sad. This I purchased this year as well, used maybe twice, maybe on 3 layouts, but this is an Echo Park paper pad. Next up we have a Studio Calico paper pad. I bought a lot of great items during their Christmas time sale, so around Black Friday. I got this in a card kit, and I think it was like $1 for a paper pad. Great deals, used it a bit. There's a lot of scraps in there. And depending on the paper pad, I'll put the scraps in the front, but as you can see with this one, like, things are falling out already, so I just kind of throw them in the middle. Doesn't bother me too much. Next up, we have a beloved basic gray paper pad. This is the Wisteria paper pad, which is a 6x6, of course. This was also purchased in Canada. Oh wait, I don't think this one was. This was purchased off scrapbook.com. I do have one that was purchased in a different trip to Canada though, when basic gray was still alive and well. But beautiful, beautiful paper pad. Can't get rid of basic gray. Who would I be if I did that? Echo Park paper pad Summer Fun. Now I do have a collection kit 12x12 for this that matches, and I also meant to mention for this Flora #1 paper pad, I do have a die cut pack that matches. But those are the only 2 matching items I have in my stash, as you guys know. Oh wait, nope, I do have a 12x12 paper pad for this as well. And if you find you have some small bits that coordinate together like a paper pad and a sticker sheet, you may want to bundle them up in one of the dollar store bags that I featured in a previous video. They look like this. Let me grab one. You can store your kits in them like this. 12x12, really big, really spacious. And you can put that stuff in there as well. I don't do that, I just leave them be. I know they're more likely to be used if I keep them with the rest of their items. So when I'm going to my 6x6 paper pads, I'm looking for a color scheme that coordinates with my current layout. So right now this is staying put. Actually, this would match my November How to Kill a Kit with Style kit beautifully. So maybe we'll throw that in there. Who knows? We'll see. Next up is the Yours Truly paper pad by Pebbles, which is a Valentine's Day paper pad. Again, well loved, beautiful reds and pinks, which is why I picked up this paper pad. I don't remember where I got this one though. I feel like I could tell you a story about all these paper pads, but I will not waste your time. This one's really interesting. It's an embossed paper pad, so all the papers are embossed. I also got gifted this from DCWV when I won their giveaway. I've never had anything like this. I've only used a couple sheets, but great for card making. That's what I've used it for the most so far. Next up, Kathy Davis Ambrosia. And guys, I'm not keeping count because that's a little embarrassing. So if you guys are keeping count, that's fine. I know I have a few paper pads. Not 100% in love with this. I might take out the pages I like and then get rid of the rest. So I'm going to put this in like an offshoot pile because I've used a lot of this up that I did like, so we'll see. This one is the KI Memories by Hampton Art Berry Blast paper pad. These were at my local Ollie's store for 99 cents. I have a couple of them from KI Memories. And here's a spare scrap I have to put away. This one's like a fall colored theme. There's like maybe 12 pages left, so it's over half used. I'll keep that one. This one's also KI Memories. This is the Vintage Charm paper pad, again for 99 cents. And this is really good for masculine layouts, and with only 7-8 sheets left, I'll keep it. Again, a unique color scheme from everything else that I've shown so far. Next up, these are going to fall. There we go. Prima's Hello Pastel paper pad. I purchased this on a good deal. Well, I thought it was a good deal. It was a free paper pad with some sort of purchase at Blitsy, and I got this paper pad. Definitely some patterns that I love and some that I don't. Like this smaller cut apart sheet, I don't think I'll ever use, so this is definitely going to be one that kind of ends up not being loved as much. So I might take these out as well and put them somewhere else. I'm going to put the scrap away before I forget where it goes. This is the Pink Paisley Citrus Bliss paper pad. Very, very well loved. Let's see how many pages are left. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 full sheets left and a couple of scraps. So I'm going to put an expiration date on this one. So it's going to be an expiration date pile. Again, I'm sorry for the shadowing because of these, but we have some maybes, like pull-out pieces, and then we have our expiration date pile. Speaking of which, maybe One of these should go in there too. I'll put this one in there as well. Maybe not the end of the year expiration date because that's going to come up real quick, but definitely beginning next year. We have another Kathy Davis. Actually, I have two of these. Different color schemes though. Two Kathy Davis Journeys paper pads. I believe these were 99 cents from Joann's when I purchased them. Same exact paper patterns, different color schemes. So green, blue, and then purples. Really fun. I'm going to keep both of these. Great for cards and for layering. We have quite the stack going on here. Another basic gray here. This one was purchased in Canada. This is the granola collection. There were 36 pieces. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 left. This one's going to stay forever. I can't let go of it. We only have 2 left, and these have to go somewhere. Let's see if I can get it out. Neither of the paper pads that these go to are in this bin, so, but I know which they go to, so that's good news. I do know something. Another KI Memories paper pad from that same trip to an Ollie's. This one also has 8 pages, and I'm going to put it in the expiration date pile. This is called the Spring and Summer Stack by DCWV. They also gifted this to me. Well, maybe not. Maybe I bought this. I can't remember. But it's all cork papers with different patterns on them. Very odd to work with, but I really like it, so I'm going to keep it. So I think what I'm going to do is leave the bins empty for now and then like fill them afterwards with like different categories maybe. I don't know where to put this giant stack of 6x6. They're going to have to go back in there. Well, I'll just keep them in my lap, I guess. We'll see how that goes. The problem with this bin is they're not all paper pads, so we're going to start with the paper pads. First we have a My Mind's Eye. Here is Happy paper pad. I used to use this all the time when I was in college because it was one of the only paper pads that I had. There's 3.5 sheets left, so this is going to go in expiration date pile. When is this from? This is from 2014. The KI Memories ones are from 2012. And then Citrus Bliss is 2014 too, I think. Yeah, 2014. So nothing too crazy. This Prima one's from 2013. Kathy Davis is from 2012. So we got some oldies but goodies. This is the Dear Lizzie 5th and Frolic paper pad. Oh, there's 3 sheets left. Yep, that's going to go in the expiration date pile. Obviously, there's only 3 sheets left, guys. This is a Pretty Little Studio paper pack, which means they're all loose inside this little plastic guy here. With All My Heart collection. I bought this in a haul from, I think I purchased this through Studio Calico, but Pretty Little Studio is an awesome company. You guys have to check it out. I'm going to be keeping this one. Haven't gotten to play with it as much as I'd wanted to. I've only used a couple of the patterns, but it's a unique color scheme. This is the Simple Stories Life Documented, which is where this goes. Love this paper pad so much, especially for Disney pages. It's got that perfect primary color scheme that you're just kind of looking for. So I'm going to keep that one. Oh, my Lanta. 10 million things just fell out of there. Do you guys see this? I used this during a How to Kill a Kit with Style kit, I believe. Hence why there's so many scraps, because I used the crap out of it. If you guys remember that. Oh, I just dropped one too. This is why it's easier to hold them the other way. This is actually in the wrong way, so that's kind of why, but trying to get all the scraps, all of them. I hope you guys have a snack or a crafting during this video, because this is a long video. But you guys want to see this kind of stuff, you've said, so. This one doesn't have many full papers left either, so expiration date pile for this one as well. I definitely 100% have something else from the Just Be You collection. If anyone remembers what it is, please let me know. Because I 100% think I have something, but I don't know what it is. I thought it might be a 12x12 sticker pad. Sticker sheet, but it's not. Maybe I have a 12x12 set. I have no idea, but it's just ringing a bell very much in my head. We'll see. This is a cardstock matte stack, and I know I just told you about those other ones that I said I was going to put elsewhere. These are just plain cardstock, and I think this is just going to go with the other matte stacks. I got that for Christmas, I think, last year from my brother, which was really nice. Here we have the Pebbles Garden Party collection. Also pretty well loved, great color scheme. I like working with pinks and blues and greens, so really great. And sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. Again, he wanted to be in here, so I guess we could give this one an expiration date too. I probably won't do that on camera, but they'll go in like a special little section in my bins later. Oh, this is one of those paper pads I was talking about, coordinates with the 8x8. Here, let me grab that. So this 8x8 and this 4x6 go together. They're the exact same patterns, just cut differently. There's also one that's like a long strip and then a square, but I don't know where they are, so I'm gonna put those together just so they can stay together for now. This little paper pack, which is round Pink Cardstock circles by Nina. It was sent to me from Susan. Thank you again, Susan, for sending this to me. I do plan on keeping this and using it. I just put it in with my 6x6 paper pads because that seems where it fit best. I think we're technically out of paper pads in here. I have a couple on my desk I might as well put away while we're here. One of which is a Christmas paper pad. This is the Ice Crystals Craftsmith paper pad. I picked this up for, I think it was 40 cents I said in my haul video. Really good. Why it's not my Christmas stuff? Because this is definitely a winter pad and I don't want to pull out all of my Christmas stuff, just do a winter page. Does that make sense? I don't know. And then we have the Yes Please My Mind's Eye paper pad. Don't remember where I got this one though. And you guys know I have a difficult time using this because of the cream base, but I've been using it on cards and it's been working fantastic that way. So we're going to keep that one. Oh, wait, I spotted a paper pad. This one is from Doodlebug, Patriotic Parade, 24 double-sided cardstock pages. Very patriotic. Very hard time using some of these. But I have, so that's the good news. We'll keep that one up here. And I think the rest is, oh, here's a little paper pad. We have a 4x4 cork paper pad by DCWV as well. These are really thin cork pages, and as you can tell, I've die cut some of them. That'll go with my smaller paper pads over there. Here we have a Prima Breathe collection, which this goes with that other cardstock stack. I'm probably going to get rid of this as well, because it's really not my style. I think I had to get rid of pile. Oh, there it is. So now we have one really big stack of 12x12 paper pads, or 12x12, 6x6 paper pads. Again, sorry for the shaking. My expiration date paper pads, my pull some out of paper pads, then get rid of. Then we have the smaller paper pads, and then we have here, which are loose papers. Most of these I'm going to get rid of most likely. There is going to be like a last chance bin, which will go in my card making bin. Like these can go in the card making bin, especially this birthday one I think will work well. This is a Party Hats Creative Memories set. I'm just going to get rid of this. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but I don't really need it. These are when the dollar store sold paper, which was like my dream thing, when the dollar store sold paper. I'm going to get rid of these as well. I've used a couple of them. I know I don't use this primary color scheme very often, so I'm going to get rid of this. Is there a date on it? That'll be kind of crazy to look at. Let's see, no date. Made in China though. Okay, we're gonna get rid of those. Oh, here's another matte stack. Whoa, this is a K & Company matte stack. I've even cut off a piece of the backing. Like, what is wrong with me? I'm gonna put this in the expiration date pile. It's just bright colors. I should be able to use it. This is the K & Company cut and paste designer matte pad. Again, not my style. Gonna get rid of this. This was gifted to me as well from a lovely swap lady. I don't remember who it was though, it was a long time ago. These were also gifted to me, but I really like these. I'm not 100% sure what they are because they do come with holes in them. Maybe I'll make a mini book out of this and like switch up the page arrangement because there's different sides. So let me know if you guys would like that, if I should try to make a mini book out of this. Why not, right? I'm not sure what size this is either. I'm going to set this aside and put some binder rings on it so I can get to work on that. Then here comes the fun part, which I don't think I will film. The rest of this entire thing is loose matte stack size papers or 6x6, like just regular size papers. A huge majority of these are from swaps. I'm going to get rid of these ones as well. These were also dollar store papers. But these ones are going to go in my card making bin. Hopefully I can use those birthday themed ones and donate some cards to the hospitals and senior centers around me. This is another Citrus Bliss. I don't know where that is in this pile, but it goes in the Citrus Bliss Pink Paisley pile. So we have we need to go through this. So I'm just going to take it out for now and do that off camera afterwards. And for now we're going to put away our other items. What I think I want to start by is getting rid of the orange bin, because I have a blue, like we have this bright blue, and then I also have like a light minty color. And I think those two blues would look better than this does. So I'm going to switch those out right now. Now that we have our lovely light blue bin, which seems to have gross gunk on it, which now I need to clean off. So while you're reorganizing, don't forget to clean. I mentioned this in some of the other videos, episodes of craft room cleanup, but it's always good to reiterate what was in this and why is it so goopy. I should have done this off camera. This is also really dusty. I hope the other one's not like that, because that's so embarrassing. Guess who's gonna turn them this way now so you guys can't see how dirty they are. This one's not bad. Not as bad as that light blue one. I'm just using a baby wipe. You might want to use better cleaners or legitimate cleaners. This is just us wiping things off. So, okay, now I can't turn it. We've got our work cut out for us. Isn't that the saying? Maybe not. So the blue one was on the bottom before. I think I'm gonna make the light blue one on bottom this time. That way this one doesn't get distorted by the weight on top of it, etc. So maybe you need to switch things out like that. First off, I'm gonna make sure all the paper pads are facing the exact same way so that I can look at them from where I'm sitting. As you guys know, my 6x6 paper pads used to always be like right next to me, so I could always reach them. Now I have to get up to get to them, which I'm still not 100% in love with, but I don't have anywhere else to put them right now. So I want these ones, like the neglected paper pads, to be the ones I see first. So they're gonna go all the way to the right at the bottom. Okay, well, they won't stay, but... And then I can start filtering other items in. I don't care to sort my paper pads by anything, especially my smaller paper pads. Like, that doesn't bother me. They're just gonna be in there. I'm gonna look through all of them anyway, since I have a smaller set. I do, however, want to kind of put ones that I've been neglecting maybe towards this side. So like my cork, my embossed paper. Not necessarily the older paper pads, but like some that are just... Like my new ones could go up there if I wanted. This Color Me Happy one should go up there as well. Things that I'm feeling right now, because I can always switch these out later. Let's see. Let's use these round ones up here too. Ooh, I like that one. Another pretty little studio one. This kind of really helped me see what I've been working with and what I've been wanting to work with and haven't been. It's kind of like that reminder, like, oh, you own this. You should probably be using it. Sort of feeling. So if we look at that, we still got tons of room in here. Let's shove in some more. I'm just going to do random ones now. That way when I look at it, I'll be more likely to... I'm trying to mix up manufacturers too, because I know that'll help me use a more wide variety. If I put all the Echo Park ones together, probably you'll just use Echo Park for a little while. Why doesn't this one have an expiration date? There's like 8 left in it. I really should be pulling for these first, because I need to use them up instead of tearing into a new paper pad. Okay, so looking at what we have left. Whoa, I just accidentally dragged in this picture of a zebra. Video coming soon. If not already, you never know. I don't know when I'll scrapbook that one, but I'm going to take, I think, the rest of these, put them in this one. Again, the 6x6 papers all the way, well, I don't know where I'm going to put the loose papers yet. That's why I'm contemplating that decision. I forgot to put this scrap away. I know it's in the reject pile. Put this. Why am I even keeping this scrap? I don't know. This yellow is very hard to come by in this collection, so that's probably why I kept every scrap, because that yellow is very hard to mimic with other papers. Okay, didn't mean for that to happen. Like I said, I'm setting these ones aside to make a mini album out of them. These two are for picking and choosing. And then we have these matte stacks, which I said might go in here. Well, if we look at how many papers are in here, I think honestly the next step is me having to go through all these papers one by one and picking out which ones I want. I am not, however, going to film that, mainly because I know I'm going to get rid of a lot of these. And again, I give them away, I donate them, I do things with them, I don't just recycle them. But, oh look at, some of these are from that paper pad. This one's from Basic Gray. This one's from Basic Gray. Gotta keep an eye out for those. I actually made this bundle of K & Company papers to give away once, and then the swap fell through, so I'm just going to donate these because I plan on doing that anyway. So this will be in a giveaway or swap that I do with one of my friends. Let's see. There's some really, I think this one's Basic Gray back in the day. People used to do 6x6 paper swaps. Look at this foil one. How fun is that? People used to do 6x6 paper swaps. It's not much of a thing anymore, but like this one, I'm going to get rid of these baby ones. I don't even think I could make a card out of these. I just don't think I'd be able to do it, but someone will love these more than I have been. So I'm going to go through these off. Oh, it's come back. There's more. I'm going to go through these off camera and then show you the different piles of what I'm getting rid of and what I'm keeping. Because I rarely touch these. I mainly touch these for cards. And that's pretty much it. But we'll go through, we'll see what we got, take an assessment, and then I'll show you where I'm at after that. Okay, see you guys in a moment. Okay, so after sorting through the papers, this is the donate / giveaway / other pile, and this is the keep pile. Just this easy little low pile. And this is the monstrous I'm getting rid of it pile. That's kind of crazy. I think, oh, that's a little off frame. That's a little bit crazy. And then the other ones that I already got rid of earlier or put in my card making pile. Now some of these in the keep pile are from paper pads, but I could put them away or I could just put them in here, which I think is what I'm going to do. And I think behind these I'm going to put these small paper stacks if they fit. Let's see. We got, I know the 8x8 won't fit because she's big. Too big for this little guy. And I think maybe the 4x4 is just on top. Wow, amazing. I do have some more 6x6 to take out of these. Again, I just forgot to kind of do that off camera. That's fine. And then these I'm keeping out. And then the 8x8, I'm going to use this binder clip to keep together forever. Oh man, this binder clip's too small. I'll get a bigger one, which is fine. So let me show you where they're going to be now after I put them all together like this. So this is where my current 6x6 paper pads that we just organized currently reside. Obviously I have a little bit of room up here for maybe 1 or 2 that are inside my kit still, but other than that I'm very happy with having my matte stacks up here as well as my loose 6x6 and then my little 4x4s up here. So down here are my favorites / my exiles that need to go, who will get expiration dates. I'll probably write them maybe on the binding so I can see. That's another tip. If you want to label all your paper pads, if you have like that many that you need to label them a little bit more, write the little titles right here on the binding. Just be sure not to use a marker that bleeds a lot because it could seep to the inside of your pages. Now, looking at our 8.5 by 11 organizer here, I don't think I'm going to do much to change this. I thought I was going to go through and actually go through my cardstock, but let's be honest, I'm not going to. So I'm just going to show you guys what's in each bin. Some of them are not as organized, but we're going to focus on the paper this time. Up here, whites, neutrals, blacks. There's a page protector up here because I put the scraps in there. So we have black in there. This is my 110 pound and 80 pound of those 3 colors. Next we have the yellows and oranges here. Again, sorry for the lighting. I can't move my lights very often, so they're just gonna be like that. All of my cardstocks are essentially from like Joann's or Michael's, so I don't label them by color or anything. That's just pointless. Next I have my watercolor papers and my Strathmore paper. Both of the paper pads are here again. Coordinating pocket page. It's not a pocket page. It's a page protector. Down here's my Nina cardstock, so like my coloring cardstock. I keep that down here for safekeeping. All of this is Nina. I bought that like giant ream once, so. These are my decorative 8.5 by 11s, and then this weird size by Creative Memories. And I also have my tear paper in here, which I think will also have an expiration date. I don't use it very often, but it's like handmade paper. Here's my 8x8 stack, and then the one 8.5 by 11 stack I own. Above that are the pinks and reds. A beautiful section. Lots of those. Stencils, which we'll talk about during the mixed media. One will go through that. Blues, greens. This is acetates. Vellum. Well, maybe this is acetate. Nope, vellum. And then extra cardstock packs. This is like coloring books and manuals. And that's all of them. Oh, just kidding. We have the infamous junk drawer. We don't talk about this. It'll come eventually, but not today. Not today. This is a long enough episode. Let me know how you guys store your 8.5 by 11 papers in the comments down below, as well as about your 6x6 and your loose 12 by 12s. I'm always interested in seeing how people do it, learning more about their organization methods, and trying them out for myself. So let me know what you do down below. But that is it for this episode of Craft Room Cleanup. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe if you're new, or if you haven't already, because I want you to join the team here. It's really fun. So thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!